Hello everyone. I am back as promised yesterday, here to talk to you about taking your one step outside the 9 to 5. I'm sorry, I'm not sure where to look now. I've got my new phone that I'm using. I think the camera is there, so I'm looking at you all, hopefully. So my name's Anna Lundberg. I'm a success coach and business strategist, and I help people create more freedom, flexibility and fulfilment in different areas of their lives. And yesterday I was on here talking about why now is the best time to start your own business, both in terms of where society is going, technologies and tools that are available, and also most importantly, the fulfilment, the learning, the growth, the exciting opportunities that come from starting a business, whether that is a full-time goal or endeavor that you want to really become your future, or if it's just something that you want to do alongside your job as a sort of passion project, something you've been thinking about for a while, that you think could have some potential, and you'd love to spend some more time sort of investing your time and energy in that and seeing where it will lead you. So talking about that yesterday in terms of now being a great time. If you've been part of my community, I have been talking about my group program over in my Facebook group a couple of weeks ago. I opened the doors early on just to my community. People have been following me for a while. So if you're not in that group, do by all means come and join us over there. I'll make sure to put a link in the description. As I do, first of all, I have a show in there every Wednesday evening, UK time, when I'm talking about all sorts of things in response to the questions I'm getting. Yesterday I was talking about managing our time. I know it's kind of a boring time management productivity topic, but so important, and especially relevant in this context in terms of making the time to be able to carve out that space in your calendar to actually start and grow a business. So do come and join us there. And of course also, as I said, I'm sharing sort of some early bird and exclusive access stuff in there too, so that's a great place to be. But this program is now starting next week, so I've opened up the doors to all of you now. I have a few spots left, and I'd love to see you in the program if it's something that you think could be for you. So that is why I'm here today. I wanted to talk through those details. They're all on the website, but really to get into the nuances of everything, tell you why I'm so excited and passionate about this right now. Hopefully you are too, and talk through the different modules and how it's going to work really. So as I said, it's called One Step Outside the 9 to 5. As you may know, if you have been following me for a while, I am all about taking that one step. So it's a pretty big step, or maybe better to say it's a lot of little steps. It's not a big scary leap. It's about taking those small steps, but taking consistent action towards that bigger goal that you have. And importantly, it also starts with clarifying what that goal really is. So we do a lot of work at the beginning on really getting clear on what's important to you and why, and so on. So it can seem like a bit of a slow start if you just want to get straight into action and start that business and go hustling and all those things you want to do. But so important to first get clear on what it is you want to do. So it's a 6-month program. I find that 6 months is a great time period. It's the ideal time that I like to work, sort of minimum time really, that I like to work with my one-on-one clients. It's long enough to be able to really make some big steps and real significant progress from sort of, as I said, from clarifying what it is you want to do right through to actually making it happen. But it's also short enough to keep a focused period of time, so you don't sort of get a bit, I don't want to say lazy, but it's easy to kind of lose sight of those goals when you have a really long-term thing. And I also appreciate that, a 12-month program or something, and that is quite a big investment, quite a big leap to take. So 6 months, I think, ideal, especially if you're working on a number of other things at the same time. You're already working a full-time or part-time job, you're juggling family commitments, health and fitness and all those other things. So 6 months, starting next Friday already. I can't believe it's crept up on us already. I'm so excited to get started. Friday the 16th is when I'm going to be opening up sort of the membership site for the people who have joined. And then we're going to be working together. Basically, it's 6 modules, one module being released every month to give you that time to work through at your own pace, but still to make sure that we're spending that real reflection time and doing the work in each phase rather than kind of getting impatient and rushing to the end. In terms of sort of the structure, it's a membership site where you have access to all the video and audio trainings. There will also be a live call with me every couple of weeks, trying to make that timing work for as many people as possible, but there will also be a recording available on the site. And that's really an opportunity for a Q&A, for discussion, where we can kind of brainstorm and bounce ideas off each other, and also potentially sign up for sort of a one-on-one coaching session. So really great to get that access to me that you'd otherwise be paying a lot more for in terms of the individual coaching, but also with the added benefit of having that group dynamic. So I think, you know, it's a really great balance of the two, really. So both sort of the intimate space to work on your particular situation, but also then that group dynamic. So what else? There's going to be a little chat group where we can all get together as well and share ideas and add extra trainings and so on. And that's basically sort of the structure of it. So it's going to be that membership site, audio-visual trainings, worksheets. You'll have access to all of the things that I am going to be creating anyway, all of the things I have created. It'll be a sort of a one-stop shop where I've put everything in that one place. And as I said, going to be really happy to develop things as we go, because it's the first time I'm doing this. So this is a collection of sort of everything that I've learned and developed over the last 4 or 5 years of my own career transition, and also working with my clients and interviewing other people and so on. But certainly I'm sure there'll be new areas, and, you know, if there's anything that comes up, then I'll be very happy to focus on those. So this is for you if you have been thinking about maybe taking that step outside the 9 to 5. So that means that you're maybe not feeling as fulfilled and sort of successful in a meaningful way as you perhaps thought you should at this age. Maybe you're in your usually mid-career, you've got those outward signs of success, you know, high-powered job and so on, and you've been doing well and earning that money, but beginning to question if this is really what you want to be doing the rest of your life. It's also for you if you've been specifically considering starting your own business. Maybe you have lots of ideas, or maybe you have one big idea but you just don't know how to get started. And it's really about exploring, as I said, all those things that potentially could work for you, questioning maybe some assumptions and beliefs you had in the past, thinking about what is really important from that bigger perspective. So reimagining success beyond the narrow confines of work and career and so on. Putting this idea of the business at the forefront, but really making sure it's going to work for you, both in terms of money, because I know that can be very important, and in particular when we're leaving behind that kind of high-powered job, the 6-figure salary, hoping not 7-figure, because I can't help you quite with that level just yet, in the first 6 months at least of your business, but certainly it's completely feasible, you know, to bring your income up to that kind of level. And the other piece, of course, is that I believe that most of us, when it comes down to it, don't actually value money as much as we perhaps thought. So that may be a bit of a fear or barrier that's coming up. But actually, I spoke to somebody the other day who said that probably they could do with giving up 30 to 40% of their salary without a huge impact on their lifestyle. So, you know, if that is you, maybe put that sort of money barrier to one side for a little bit and open your mind up to a world where perhaps, at least in the short term, you could be earning a bit less. But certainly there'll be other areas where you're going to be feeling a lot more fulfilled and happy. And to be honest, again, even if you don't want to quit your job and go full-time as an entrepreneur, this is actually an additional revenue stream that's in fact is diversifying your income. So it can be hard perhaps to see how you're going to juggle all these different things, but when we find something that we're passionate about, excited about, then we absolutely do make time for that. And as I said, over in the Facebook group and also on YouTube now, you can see my live from yesterday that was talking about carving out that space, making time for starting or building your business. So in terms of what we're going to cover, well, really in terms of what you're going to get out of it, first of all, it's going to be clarity on what it is you want, what's really important, what is your bigger vision. And as I said, putting the business into the context of, you know, that bigger picture of your life. Confidence that you're on the right track, that you know what you're doing and that you know how to get there. really a concrete plan, guidance, a roadmap to how you're going to achieve it, and then support and accountability in actually helping you implement that. So I really want this to be something, not just, a one-off exciting weekend workshop that you go to and then you forget all about it. This is really going to take you by the hand and guide you from that bigger picture, excitement and vision and so on, stimulating, inspiring you, but really through that concrete strategy and plan. So number 1, mindset. Number 2, strategy, and number 3, really action and implementation. I think that sort of triad or trifecta is the most effective that you can possibly have in this area. I think that covers all the bases, really. So getting into a bit more detail, module 1 is perhaps no surprise to you if you've been following me for a while. It's around defining what success looks like for you. So that is the bigger picture vision. We'll be looking at your values, what's really important to you, looking at those different areas that I keep talking about. Again, it may seem like a bit of a slow start, and I assure you I'll be giving you plenty of things to dive straight in if you're keen to accelerate as well, but really taking that step back and understanding what's not working right now, what are the areas that you're missing things maybe, or that you want more of or less of, what would be the criteria for that next move that you're going to make. So first month, we're going to be really looking at the big picture of what you're trying to achieve. The second one is then going more into mindset, and it's going to be addressing your concerns. And I've mentioned already money there, and I know that is a big piece of the puzzle. And there's both kind of the mindset piece of that money question, but also the concrete one in terms of how you're actually going to make money. So that's a big concern and certainly something we're going to address. And I can confidently say that it's something we can overcome together, although perhaps it never 100% goes away, I have to admit. The fear of taking that leap, and the fear of failure, fear of making the wrong choice, fear of making mistakes, all those things. There's some really important blocks there that might be coming up for you. So we'll be looking at that worst case scenario, examining sort of our beliefs that are underneath there, the assumptions, and seeing what's actually a real concern and how can we then go about addressing that. So module 1, vision, and module 2 is going to be mindset. And in 3 and 4, we're going to really get into the nitty-gritty of the business. So that's what we're going to be looking at. First of all, module 3, the business proposition. If you have lots of ideas, we'll be helping you to narrow those down a little bit, seeing how you can, sorry, I'm going to have to get a glass of water, seeing how you can validate those ideas. Give me a second. Talking so much, I get thirsty. So looking at validating those ideas, exploring, testing them against your criteria, but also potentially doing some research and going out there into the market and seeing what's going to work. If you have no ideas at all, then we can help you as well to explore and dig into your skill sets. What's a natural fit for you. Certainly there might be a short term, which may not be your big dream in the future, but a good transition for you and a good sort of low-hanging fruit type of thing, as we'd say in the corporate world, in terms of taking that step outside the 9 to 5. So choosing, narrowing down your options, but then really developing your value proposition, understanding who would be your ideal client or customer, and what's your brand going to stand for. What are the values and differentiating factors that you're bringing to the table? So that whole business proposition being super important. The marketing channels, your cost structure, your revenue streams, and so on. So lots of real concrete business stuff in there. And then module 4 is going to be actually then the plan. So you've got the strategy on the one hand, but the actual plan that's really going to translate that strategy into concrete actions that you need to take moving forwards. And that's both going to be in terms of building the business itself, but also in terms of, the sort of day-to-day of your life, and actually maybe saving money that you need in order to make this plan a reality, or other changes that you might need to make, fill some skills gaps. Perhaps there's a course you need to sign up to, or something you need to learn. Hopefully I can deliver a lot of that, but there may be some specific industry area where you need to get some qualification or something like that. So we'll explore the plan for how you're going to bring that business to life. And then importantly, as I said, the last 2 modules are going to be all around actually implementing that. So it's going to be around setting you up for success during the program, but also as you leave. in terms of really practical, anchoring this big vision and strategy into your day-to-day. So fitting it around your life, identifying those priorities that you need to be doing every day. I was saying this yesterday, but taking consistent action a little bit every day is so much more powerful than having that big one-off splurge, a big weekend when you do lots of things and then nothing at all. So identifying what are those really must-do things regularly. How are you going to support yourself? How are you going to set your life up so that's really going to work? And then finally really getting into that implementation. So again, I want to make sure that although we won't get to building a big empire within the first few months of the business, I really want to leave you with something concrete that's out there, that's happening, that's rolling on and getting that momentum going. So whether that's tactics in terms of marketing and building your personal brand. These days it may feel a bit uncomfortable to sell yourself, but people really buy from an individual, a human being, rather than a business. So, and for many of you, especially if you're going to be a freelancer, consultant, and so on, coach, your personal identity and who you are is going to be a core part of that. So, building your exposure, establishing you as a credible expert, and also sales techniques and so on. So that final module is going to be really getting into the nitty gritty of pricing strategies and getting your name out there and so on. So those are the sort of the 6 modules. So from vision and mindset to business proposition, strategy and plan, and then finally the implementation and really those tactics going forwards. So as I said, it's a 6-month program. One module is going to be released every month, and we'll have live calls every couple of weeks, hopefully at a time that's going to work for you. Tomorrow I'm going to be announcing 3 bonuses actually. I'm adding in a few bonuses in response to a few questions that I've had coming in, and also to help you already sort of hit the ground running early on in the programme. Some well, I almost wanted to tell you now, but I'm going to tell you tomorrow. I'm going to hold that back. But of course, if you were to buy today, you'd get those bonuses as well, so don't you worry. And everyone who's already bought will of course get those as well. So 3 extra bonuses tomorrow that are really going to help you to already hit the ground running with sort of the mindset and the concrete business plan as well, from day 1 of the program. Doors are closing on Sunday, so if you think this could be interesting but you're not quite sure, you'd like to have a chat with me, you'd have any questions at all, PM me on Facebook. You can reach me. I'm going to put another link as well to do a call with me. I think that's always the best way that we can really talk through your situation, your challenges, where you are, and if this is right for you. It may be, I've spoken to some of you, that perhaps you feel that you're a bit further along down the journey. I think for many of you this would still be a great program, because often we're missing those fundamentals, both in terms of that vision and the mindset, because we're running off to do something without really realising why or what exactly we're going for, but also because the marketing and sales and business strategies that we're going to be coming into in the middle and end of the program are really going to get quite advanced. So even if you feel like, I've already started, is this going to be for me, it could still be a great program for you. So in that case, if you have any hesitation at all, by all means get in touch and we'll have a chat, either electronically via email, messenger, or get on the phone. It's probably the best way to do it. I'll also be back tomorrow with some more answers to some questions I've been getting. Oh, and I promised to release those bonuses that I've said. I'm just going to check my notes to see if there was anything else I wanted to say. I think that's it. I hope that was helpful in terms of bringing to life a little bit the different elements of the programme. I hope you can sense my excitement and passion about this, both the topic and the programme. As I said, I've been coaching people individually the last few years, and although it's so powerful to have that one-on-one support, there are some very clear commonalities and sort of steps and phases that we need to go through. And I think having those steps in this membership site where we can really work through those materials, I finally got a depository when I can kind of point everyone to this one place where I have all these trainings and resources and so on, worksheets, audio, video, but also, to have that little group dynamic as well, to know that there are other people who are working through this as well. So if you're interested in the programme, I'd love to have you on there. There's still a few spots left. The doors are closing this Sunday. If you're interested in having a call with me, either about the programme, about the one-on-one coaching, or just in general about, possibly considering a career transition, maybe you're not ready just yet, but you'd like to get some guidance on how to move forwards. Otherwise, I'd love to have you over in the Facebook group as well. So again, if you're really at the start of the journey, or perhaps you're actually further along, I'd love to have you over in the Facebook group, because I am going to be doing some more advanced strategies for people there as well, and talking about managing a business and so on. So hopefully that's given you a bit more perspective on the programme. It's one step outside the 9 to 5. It's starting next Friday, the 16th of February, and the doors are closing this Sunday. So I'd love to see you in the programme, love to chat with you in some way or another, and I hope to see you soon in whatever format I might see you. But thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day and wonderful week, and I'll see you tomorrow back in another Facebook Live on this page. Thanks, and bye for now.